Welcome to Tackett's House of Horsepower. It's me, Steve Tackett, and this week, I'm excited about this week. The weather is perfect, the sun is out, it is absolutely beautiful out here, and I might have finally acquired the parts and things I need to fix a problem that I've been kind of wrestling with for a couple of years now. And I'm excited. If this works, this is going to be great. Game changer. I can't wait. So before we get started though, I want to show you what got done this week on the shop. So let me give you a shop update and then we'll dig into what we're going to get into. I'm really excited about this. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it rains a lot here. Yeah, it rains a lot. Rained last night, actually. Take a look at my yard, okay? Look at this. You know what that's from? That is what happens when you have a two-wheel drive, 1-ton dually, and you park it in the mud. You see what happens? It just sinks. It just, you know what I mean? So it's terrible. And the mud here, it's like a different kind of mud than anywhere else. I don't know why, but when it rains here, it gets muddy, and this mud is sticky, and it's terrible. So I am so happy to show you this. Look at this. Oh man, that looks good. Look at this driveway. It's wide. I made it big. I made it wide. Tony Sims was like, why you make it so wide? I said, because I want it. That's like 22 feet, like 23 feet almost. Okay, wide. All this has got smoothed out. This is all going to be grass. Nice grass all the way down to the back. Both sides smoothed out. So there's a couple piles of topsoil we got to do something with. But anyway, drainage. I want all the drainage to come off of here and down here, go underneath here. Man, it rained a lot last night. Look at this. Look at that. Wow. Okay. But that drainage is going to go all the way back to the corner. And yeah. Look at that. How fancy is that? And this is no joke either. He dug this down like a foot and a half deep. And we put big rocks, like football-sized rock in here. And then chert, they call it chert. It's like a clay/dirt chert. Anyway, chert, big rocks, and then gravel on top. So this will never sink. It'll never erode. It'll never wash away. We can drive over this all day long. Trucks, trailers, eventually an RV. You know, we're going to pull it in here, back it in right there. That's going to be RV parking and hookups. Anyway, so yeah, we got a driveway, a real one, a nice one. No more parking this truck in the yard. No more. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that Malibu. I got the trailer into the backyard barely. I mean, I was sliding and slipping, and the truck was not having it. So I just put it right there and left it. So anyways, it's in the backyard. I need to get it off the trailer. I'll park it down there for now until the shop is finished. But anyway, battling the weather. This is going to be very helpful. In fact, I'm probably going to move some of the cars over here for now so we can actually use the driveway again. Yeah, that'd be nice. Anyway, so this is my big update. I know it's probably not that exciting for you guys, but for me, this is super exciting. I love it. They did a nice job. Tony Sims and his guys do a fantastic job. Anyway, now let's get to what we're working on this week. All right, so let's get down to business. Let's talk about what we're gonna do this weekend. Okay, these are my two 1965 Nova station wagons. And I love both of them. You know, your kids. They're like your kids, okay? This one I've had the longest. This one I've only had a few years. This one is, if you're new to the channel, this one is affectionately known as Okie because it comes from Oklahoma. Me and a couple buddies. I found this car. Me and a couple buddies took a road trip. Sarah, we went from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way up to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and bought this car. Check out the video right here. Sarah, put the video right there. Anyway, you can click on that later and watch it. But that car was completely stripped, gutted, no engine, no tranny. The front clip was disassembled. The steering was gone. Interior and wiring was completely ate up by mice. It had been in a field for who knows how long. Anyways, the original paint, that is the original paint. We did do the interior, had the interior reupholstered, and all the electrical, everything's rewired, all brand new wiring harnesses. I found a original Nova recessed oil filter, the recessed oil filter 283 block, rebuilt it, put it back together with a little power glide. That thing is awesome. It cruises and just, I mean, that thing is great. You could drive it from here to Las Vegas right now. And the main thing I want to show you or talk about is this car has a stock front end. It has the CPP lower control arm kit underneath there. See it? The CPP lower control arm kit. And we upgraded that with a set of Aldan American adjustable coilovers. So that gives it its height. It is kind of low. It's a little bit lower than stock. I think it sits perfect. There's plenty of adjustability left too with those Aldan adjustable coilovers. I could lower this down even more. You could check out that video. Sarah put that video there. But that will show you what we did to this car. This car rides like a Cadillac. I mean, absolutely bang for the buck. If you got a Nova and you're keeping the stock front end, watch that video. That coilover video from Aldan. I'm telling you, this thing, even though it's lowered, it rides smooth. It doesn't bump steer. It doesn't track funny. It just goes down the road so smooth. Literally a Cadillac. Okay, love it. And it sits nice. The stance is, I like it. It's not too low. It's not scraping on nothing. It doesn't rattle your teeth if you hit a bump. Okay, that thing is great. Now let's talk about this blue one. This blue one, it is converted from a four-door. All Novas are four doors. All Nova wagons were four doors. So this used to be a four-door. I took a two-door sedan and the B pillar and quarter panel and the door. The door is 10 inches longer than the front door used to be. Basically, I took a 100 series like that car. I cut it up and I took a station wagon like that car and I welded it together and made this car. Me and my best friend Jason did this back in 1998. So back in 1998, nobody cared about station wagons. So cutting up a station wagon was not a big deal. I got it for dirt cheap because it was a basket case. We could put some pictures in right here. Sarah, put some pictures in. You'll see this thing was a total basket case. And I was doing it kind of as an experiment. Let's just see if I can make a 2-door station wagon. And I did it, and I loved it. And it gets lots of compliments, and people always ask about it. No, it is not original. No, they did not make one ever. There's no such thing as a 2-door Nova station wagon. Unless you know how to weld, then you can make one. Anyways, you got to take 2 cars to make one if you want the sedan doors and everything. If you want it to look right, anyway. But a couple years ago, just before I got my YouTube channel, I took this car apart and we resprayed the outside of it, sanded it down and resprayed it. And while it was apart, I took the front clip off of it and we put a Mustang II style front end on it. And it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. They're high quality kits. I bought it from Heidts. It's a Heidts front end. But I don't like it. I just don't like it. It's stiff as a board. It sits too high. I don't know. I've never been happy with it. If you stand back and look at the 2 cars, that one's about 2 inches too high. But if you look at the A-arms, the lower control arms are level with the ground. So geometrically speaking, it's correct. But I hate it. It sits way too high. You see it? Look at the 2 cars. Okie is tucking the wheel nice and not obnoxious, but just a little. Looks good. This one, you got wheel gap. It's terrible. And I don't know. I've tried to fix it. I took it apart. I did what you're not supposed to do. And I cut the coil. I cut one whole coil off of these springs and put it back together. And it still sits this high. So it's terrible. Like literally, you can see the top of the tire. I hate it. I really, really just hate it. But the worst part is the ride. It's very stiff. Wow. Just look at it. Just look at it. Look at all the leaves in here. I don't drive it. I don't drive this car. And I love this car. I would say most of my friends and people who know me for this car. Like I'm literally the Steve with the Blue Wagon guy. Like that's most people know me as. So I've had this, like I said, since 1998. And it really just I hate to say it, but I don't like driving it. I don't like driving it. I've done a lot of videos on this car. This is the 350 that got the Pro Max heads. And by the way, they still run great. But there isn't a lot of miles on them, honestly, because I don't like driving it. So we're going to fix that. We're going to fix that. And how are we going to do it? Well, come back over here to Okie. It hit me one day. I'm like, Okie rides so nice. It is so smooth. The suspension, the travel is just a nice ride. I just wonder if I can get that ride into this front end. How do I do that? Well, I reached out to Gary. Gary is the head, I don't know what he is, engineer, product engineer, head guy. He's the man. Gary's the man at Aldan. And I contacted Gary and I said, hey man, you remember me? I did the front end on that wagon and I love it. It rides so nice. Is there anything I can do for a Mustang II style front end? I can't be the only guy that has this problem. Okay. How many people have this type of front end? You know, not just Nova guys. This style front end and steering and suspension is so common in the hot rodding world that I cannot be the only one that is just not happy with it. Like I know it's a massive improvement, but it's just not right. What can I do? And of course, Gary's the man. He made me take a few measurements. Okay. First thing you wanted to know is the lower control arms. are the lower control arms parallel to the ground. You want that lower control arm parallel to the ground. You don't want it angling up and you don't want it angling down, okay? The correct placement is there, all right? So I thought originally I said, well, can't I just put a coilover in it and lower it? And he said, yeah, you can, but then you're gonna have other issues. The more angle you get into the A-arms, you might have bump steer problems. You could cause other problems. So you want the geometry to stay kind of where it's at, but if you want to lower it, your best bet is probably go a drop spindle. Okay, so let's get a drop spindle, all right? But what about the stiffness? What about the spring compression rate and the rebound and stuff on the shock? You know, I want it to ride like that one. He goes, well, we can figure that out. And I took a few more measurements for him. And the distance from the bottom bolt, there's a bolt that goes through the center here, the center of that bolt to the perch up top. Got those measurements, got all that together, and sent him all the information. And he put together a little goodie bag for me. All right, first things first, we went with a drop spindle. I basically just ordered the cheapest drop spindle they had on Summit. So I want to go 2 inches lower to at least match that one. So, and Gary recommended going with a spindle because, like I said, we don't want to change that lower control arm angle. So we want to kind of maintain the same geometry but lower the car. And the best way to do that is with a drop spindle. So a 2-inch drop spindle. Then we got ourselves some of their adjustable coilovers. These things are sweet. Let me open it up, I'll show you. Check this thing out. What a nice piece here. Adjustable coilover, so we can fine tune the height by spinning this collar down here. And we got full adjustability on our compression and rebound rate. So this should basically take the position of the shock. We're going to take the shock out. It's going to go in the same mounting locations as the shock. And the spindle should give me my overall 2-inch drop. Like I said, we can fine tune it with this. That's going to get me the right height I want without that super stiff suspension, hopefully. And we'll get this thing figured out. And then we'll get back to driving this car like I want to. Before I do anything, I want to take a quick comparison. We'll look at Okie, which is, I don't know, 21 3/4-ish. And let's look at this one. Oh, wow. Come on. Yeah. 24.5 almost. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, hopefully we can get that fixed. All right, since I don't have a shop yet, I rolled it forward to the flatterest part of the driveway. And let me jack this thing up, get the tires off, and we'll see what we're working with. So like I was saying, this car doesn't get driven much. Wow, that's embarrassing. Everything on here is brand new too. So that tells you something. Anyway, I'm gonna start on one side because I'm getting kind of nervous. I really hope, because this is all kind of mismatched now, I hope that Heidts doesn't have like special sized bearings or special sized ball joints or something that's different. And I'm gonna open up my cheap Summit spindle and it's not gonna work. Something might be a different size. I don't know. Hopefully this is not foreshadowing because then this video is going to be pretty short. So let me start taking this apart, and I'm going to make sure that everything matches. I'll do one side at a time. Anyways, I want to get this rotor off, caliper off. We're going to split the ball joints and tie rod in. We're going to get that shock out of there. Basically, it's going to just slip right in there. We'll get rid of this spring, get rid of this shock, put the Aldan stuff in there, boom, put the new spindle on, and it's going to be perfect, hopefully. Just doing a quick visual inspection. It looks like the mounting bolts and stuff for the bracket, for the caliper and everything, it looks like it's right. Like they moved it all down 2 inches. Don't mind the sheep in the background. They're hanging out. Okay. So I'm gonna continue forward. They're making fun of me. All right, so because that's what I was. The biggest concern was the brake caliper bracket and all that. Is it going to be? Did they move it? You know, shift it 2 inches. Hopefully, it mounts right up. I don't know. We're about to find out. All right, let's get this off. So I got everything apart. There is a part number on this spring. I'm gonna look it up real quick and see what it is. And I did cut a coil. I cut a whole coil off of this. So I'm wondering if these are like 600-pound springs or something. I don't know. Let me look it up real quick. Well, according to that part number, these are 300-pound springs. So I don't know why they're so stiff. Now, I have read online, some people say that there's an issue with the ball joints. Like the ball joints will be really, really, really super like stiff. And these are really difficult to move. So could that be the problem? I don't know. Well, we're in it now, so there's no turning back. I want to do a little test fit to make sure the Aldan coilover clears everything. So somebody said I might have to notch this, but let's check it real quick. Okay, so don't mind the wind. I've got like a tornado coming through right now. So the bolt, here's how it works. The bolt that goes through the bottom down here, where the shock mount used to go, they sell you, I'll put all the part numbers in the description, but here is a bushing kit that goes like this. Okay, it goes in the bottom mount. And so this is how you get your Aldan American coilover to sit down in that hole. I'm gonna need both hands for that, but you get the idea. You need this bushing kit, is what I'm trying to tell you. And you need to know what size bolt it is. Once you know the diameter of that bolt, he'll sell you this bushing kit. It sits in that lower A-arm, and boom, there you go. All right, so check this out. The spring perch has a really tall lip on it right here. See that? And your bolt hole's way down here. See that? So my fear is if you stick this in this hole, it's gonna hit right there. See it? So, especially when this thing articulates, I don't want it to smack the sides of that hole right there with this. Again, I don't know, this might not be here when we adjust ride height. This might spin all the way up and it might clear just fine. But if it doesn't, then the body of this is gonna make contact with that. And this is soft aluminum and that's steel. So you know what's gonna happen. So I think the best thing to do is to go ahead and cut this lip down. And that's fine. I don't think it'll cause any structural issues or anything like that. In fact, the spring doesn't even sit on that. That's just the guide. The spring actually sits down here. If you were to ever put a stock spring back on it, it actually sits down there. So I think the best thing to do to give it some clearance is to cut this lip down. So I think I'm gonna do that. Well, it just started pouring rain. So I'm gonna grab those tools, shut the hood. I'll be back with you in the morning. Good morning, welcome back. It's not raining, but hey, it wasn't raining this time yesterday either. Nice and sunny, and you see how quickly that changed. So yesterday, sorry if you get dizzy, it started raining, so I had to shove everything back in there. The Harley got wet. I can't have nothing nice. And shoved all the tools in there and whatever, made a big mess. So let's get back out there and get this front end the rest of the way assembled. On the passenger side, we'll start on the driver's side. The audio is going to be bad because of the wind, so I'm probably just going to set you up, let you watch. So cue the music and cue the fast forwarding and all that stuff. That's Sarah's job. You know, she's got to earn her keep, you know, around here. Tired of it. Anyway, let's get to work and try to stay warm, you know. All right, now before I cut that, I was talking about cutting that yesterday. I want to see if I can run this ring up because this is all the way down right now. So I'm wondering if this ring is going to be somewhere up here, then maybe I won't need to cut that. So let's check that first. But two things. One, it's just got a little Allen bolt right there. Loosen that, this ring will spin. That's how you adjust your height. And then before you put it in the hole there, you got to take this cap off here, the top. and it's got a little set screw right there. Take that guy off, take that nut off, and that'll sit up in the shock hole just like putting in a regular shock. And yeah, so I'm gonna try that before I do any cutting. Maybe we'll get lucky. But anyway, cue the fast forward. I know you can't hear nothing because it's probably just wind blowing. I apologize. Soon we'll be in the shop. I know I keep saying that, but believe me, once we're in the shop, we won't have to worry about rain and wind and all that. But anyway, oh yeah, one more thing. This is really important. It never shows it in the instructions, but it's very important whenever you're installing aftermarket parts. You always want to make sure that the sticker, the emblem, faces out. You don't want that to be in like that, You want it to face out so people can see it. You know what I mean? It's very important. Anyway, I'm gonna put some gloves on. My hands are freezing, but let's get started. Well, no luck. I was trying to see if I can get it to fit here, but that lip right there, it sticks up too high. So I am gonna have to do a little bit of surgery, which no big deal. It's nothing structural or anything. So I gotta do some cutting and then I can put this together. Okay, just like that. I just cut that ring down. Now we should have lots of clearance. All right, I think I'm ready to start putting it back together. Get my gloves on. You know when your fingers are so cold, it's hard to like, you know what I mean? Well, I'll give him this. It does look good. I like it. I like it. I hope it rides as good as it looks. If it rides as good as Okie, we are in business. All right, let me put the brakes back together. All right, repack the bearing. We stick my cap back on and put the caliper on, and I think we're good for one side. And then we'll jump over to the other side. Okay, one side's finished. I'm gonna jump over to the other side. The only thing I haven't done is set the height. So we'll adjust that. The ring on the bottom. And we'll make them both exactly the same. And then we'll tighten it down once I get some weight on it. Because I don't know if I want to go up or down with it. So let's, yeah. I guess, move all this mess over to the other side and put it all together. And the only thing left to do will be to set it on the ground and adjust the height, I think. Okay, driver's side came apart pretty fast. So same thing as before. I just got to cut that clearance out for it and then start putting it back together. So hopefully we'll see this thing back on the ground here shortly. I'm trying to stay warm. It's not working. So there's one other issue that I think I have with this Heidts front end. And it may not necessarily be a Heidts problem, but these ball joints, okay, they are so stiff. I mean, you cannot move them. I mean, without putting a wrench on it, you can't move them. So that could be one issue why it's so stiff. Like turning it left and right, the steering feels really stiff. And I read online, people have said that when they put these together, this screws in here, right? And the bottom, it's got like a chamfer, I guess, a rounded edge. If you run this down too tight, it kind of squeezes the ball joint. You know, it'll smash the ball joint. So a lot of people have said that brand new out of the box, when you put these control arms and it was all one kit. It was all from Heidts. That sometimes the ball joints are bad right out of the box because they smashed them or they tightened them too tight or something. I don't know what it does, but inside here it does something to the ball joint. It crushes it, and that could be my issue, especially this bottom one. It's so stiff. I don't know. So there might be I might have to take this back apart. I mean, I'm going to put it together today. We're going to finish this job, but there could still be another issue where I'm going to have to come in here and replace the ball joints next. You know, it is what it is. But I don't know, something else to think about. Has anyone else had that problem? I don't know, anybody else out there with a Mustang II style front end? Have you had this issue with the ball joints? Am I the only one? I don't know. But like I said, that's just what I heard. I have never taken it apart before, so I don't know. That could be it. I don't know. Maybe they're just cheap ball joints. Honestly, I don't know. But there could be future update videos on this front end. But and again, I'm not bad mouthing anybody. I really like this front end. It went together real nice, and I'll probably use them again. The Nova in the backyard, the white one, the high school Nova. I'd like to put a Mustang II style front end on that car as well. So anyway, time to start. I finished cutting. I put the fire out. We're good. And now it's time to put it back together. So I'm having trouble talking because my lips are frozen. My face is not moving. I'm frozen. So let's put this back together. Hurry up. All right. I've got it pretty much back together. But check this out. Like, this is what I was talking about with these ball joints. Right now there's no weight on it. The spring is not tight. The steering is not connected. So right now it's just the two ball joints. And it is so stiff. You can't. That's ridiculous. It's the ball joints. It's got to be. There's nothing else there. Like I said, there's no pressure on that spring yet. There's no weight on the car. Steering's not connected. So why is it so ridiculously stiff? Anyway, I have a feeling we're going to be doing ball joints. Dang it. I should have just ordered them. I should have just done it while I had it apart. Anyway, There's nothing I can do about it right this second, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish what I started, but obviously there's something else still going on. All right, I think we got it. Everything's back together. Bearings are greased. Cotter pins are back in, and the lock ring on the bottom for your adjustment of your height, I put them both at 4 threads. So 4 threads are showing on the bottom of both, which is real easy to do. You just use your little handy dandy wrench here and then tighten down the little Allen bolt when you're done. And I think we're ready to set the tires on it, torque them down, set it on the ground, see what we got. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's much better already. Oh, that's so much better already. Check it out. Again, sorry for the wind, but I haven't driven it yet, but check it out. Look at the lower A-arm, and remember, you want this arm to be parallel to the ground. So it's sitting almost perfect already. Basically exactly where it needs to sit. So I like that, but it might settle. When you drive it, it might settle a little bit. So anyway, let's take it on a test drive. Well, they look about the same height. Let's check. All right, let's see where it's at. What was it before? 24 and a half or something like that? $22 and a half. That's not bad. And like I said, it might settle a little bit, or we can fine tune the adjustment just a little bit. Either way, it's massively better than before. Very, very happy with the stance. I like it. All right, I'm gonna start cleaning up my mess. I'm gonna save all these old parts. I don't know if I'll ever need them, but you know, I'm a pack rat, so you know how that goes. But let me clean that up. I'm really happy with that. What an improvement. I mean, the stance alone is so much better. Well, I guess that's going to do it for me this weekend. Now, anytime you do major changes to the front end, you should get a front end alignment. And I probably will do that. I don't necessarily think anything changed as far as camber, caster, toe in, toe out. None of that really should have changed because the A-arms are basically in the same position they were. They're parallel to the ground like they're supposed to be. So nothing really changed as far as, I guess, geometry-wise, I guess, except for the drop spindles caused the center line to be up 2 inches higher. But the overall wheel didn't change. So maybe it's fine. But I probably should hit up my buddy Cade and see if he could throw it on the alignment rack for me. But you guys remember what happened last time I did that. Yeah, don't do that, kids. Anyway, big thank you to Aldan American, and they killed it. I mean, it's a great product, great company, great product, great people to work with. So, I mean, literally, I didn't know what to do. I called Gary. I'm like, hey, help me, and boom, he knew exactly what I needed, told me exactly what to check, exactly what to measure, and got it squared away for me. So this just goes to show you, I have 2 station wagons. Both of them have completely different front ends, mismatched parts. Some of it's stock, some of it's CPP. That one's a Heidts front end. It doesn't matter. You can reach out to Aldan and they can probably help you out. If you have an aftermarket front end like that Mustang II front end and you're not happy with it, you know, you need some adjustability. You want to adjust the ride height. You want to adjust the compression and rebound on the shocks. Anything like that. Their stuff works, man. It just works, okay? I'm telling you. Reach out to them. Go to their website. Sarah, please put the website for Aldan. Put it right there. Thank you. Now, go to their website. Check it out. If you want a complete suspension kit for one of your projects, they got it. New, old, whatever. They got Ford, Chevy, everything there. Check out their website. Trust me. And I appreciate that. Appreciate them. Those guys are awesome. Anyway, I think that's going to do it. Oh, yeah, we got our website and our email. Can Sarah do both? Can you do both, babe? Put both on there. So that's our website, and if you want to reach out to us, that's our email. And we still have a little bit of stickers left. If anybody wants some, hit me up. We will send it to you. Hit us up on the email. Don't put your address in the comments, okay? You might get random people show up at your house. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me this weekend. I'm sorry, my face is so frozen. It's hard to talk. I sound funny, I'm sure. But don't let the sun fool you. It's like 20 degrees out right now. So my face is like not functioning. Anyway, check the description and you'll see all the part numbers I used. The spindles are from Summit, cheapest ones I can find on Summit. And all the stuff from Aldan, we'll put the part numbers in there. The adjustable coilovers, the spacer mounting adapters, we'll put all the part numbers in there for you. And so check out the description and you'll see everything I used today. I think that's it. Till next time, see ya.